of all of these things. And it seems that in the middle of stress in those seasons, that always overflows into our marriages in typically a negative way. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you perceiving? And how should we be prioritizing our marriages in this time?
Yeah, I think we have to kind of spin it a little bit, the way we look at it. Instead of looking at it as negative, we want to look at it as positive. I mean, we have opportunities. You and I were talking before we went live about just being home more, and you've got those opportunities to interact with your spouse and with your kids more. And so I think if we look at it as this is an opportunity, we've all had to slow down. And for some of us, me very much included, slowing down is not easy to do. And so just being able to do that, to spend more time with Nancy. A couple of our grandkids are over a lot. They live close, so they can ride their bikes in our area, get to the safe area and all that kind of stuff. So just being out there with them, things that I wouldn't be doing just because if this wasn't going on. So I think we have to, I heard a really interesting thing. I think we can get caught up with fear. I think we can get caught up with the worry and all those things. I was listening to Pastor Stephen Furtick the other day, and he said something I thought was really cool. He said, don't worry about tomorrow. You can't do anything about it anyway, and God's already in the tomorrow, so give him his job back. And I thought it was a great way to say it, just because it really is a day at a time deal now, because we don't know what's going to happen. Everything could get better quickly, or everything could get worse for a while. We don't really know, and nobody, I think, really knows. It's such a novel, as they call it, novel virus. And so I think, what can we do? Well, we can grow. We can spend more time with our family. We can grow our marriages. We can look for some things to do. I think you were saying, I know I was talking to one of our leaders at Austin Marriage. She's talking about how they're doing board games and they're doing puzzles and, things that we don't usually take the time to sit down and do. And so we've got that opportunity and that time now. And so I think it's one thing that helped me, and Colby Taylor and I talked about that yesterday in Deal for a Better Man. I have to stay in my routine. So I tried one of the days sleeping in later. Well, then I felt kind of the whole day, So I'm getting up at the regular time. I'm having my quiet time. I'm going to work out and kind of getting on with my day and putting some normalcy in this new normal, and I think it's the other thing. It's a new normal that we're all trying to figure out. And I don't think we're not there yet. We know it's new. We know we've got to somehow adjust to it. But I think we're all trying to figure out, depending on our situations and where we live. You're in New York City. It's all around you. We're in Oklahoma City. It's here. We're locked down like everybody else, but it's not, we don't have the intensity of it that some people do, like you do. New Orleans, other places, Seattle, places that are really, really, really difficult. So we still are able to get out and go to the grocery store, things like that, which you're not right now. And so you got to find out a way, to stick your head out the window. And we have a yard. And so I've been spending a little bit of time in the yard every day, just trying to do some things I don't know, they're kind of mindless besides Netflix.
Yep.
And of course, Tiger King, Uncle Joe, is just, if you've not watched Tiger King.
Not yet.
It's the number one viral thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
And he lives between here and Dallas in Oklahoma, and he is crazy. But it's one of those things.
New activity for us to watch now.
It's one of those things that you watch the first episode and you think, this really isn't real. The guy literally for years has videoed everything he's done, and it's a pretty interesting story.
Interesting.
So but I can't, we got to balance Netflix. We got to balance all the stuff we're doing, video games. Don't miss the time for family interaction and to talk to your spouse. We always, when I'm counseling couples, a lot of times they'll say, God, we just can't find time. Well, use that in a really good way. Your family, just let God's peace. Whether you do that at a meal, do that, but take time to just, spouse, as guys, we're leading, step up and just turn things over to God. God's got all this under control. We don't know what's surprised when this happened.
If there's just so much of it's in that way, it is helpful. I think there's part of the anxiety, and I think part of the stress in marriage is you have rhythms of being together and rhythms of separate more than you're together, and now your spouse. So we really the other day she's like, away from the kids and in our house, and look, you don't have that time apart, more time together. What should people be doing? I mean,
you need your alone time. Do you need to get up earlier?
We're living in a historic moment when our school was canceled, and when all of those things that and I think it's also something that we can any just practical tips you think?
I think we talked about we do hear some experts saying depression is totally new. The basics: getting some sleep, eat pretty healthy. I think it's easy. I'm like this, some comfort food time. Try to eat healthy and then do some exercise. And he was talking about that, and he said to eat a day, or you walk around the block, or if it's some kind of exercise to help with depression. That's a different story, but those things also help, and those is important. A marriage is only as healthy. You can't do anything about anybody else in your marriage. Take care of yourself, encourage your spouse, and certainly as parents, you can kind of. I think those are all good. I think doing family the board games or the heads up where I mean, that's easy thing you can do for a few.
One of the things that I have always come and really just get free marriage counseling. Appreciate the ongoing help that sneak in. I'm an achiever of, I've set a weight loss goal. I've set some, I don't know. Yeah.
But I've done kind of what I've tried to do someplace. So I'm doing a few, and I think anytime you're doing something that's are good, and I think attainable that goal, you celebrate that. The next week you do it that way. So you've got some.
Yeah. So good. That's helpful, Dr. Kim. We'll see. We don't know. And I might, if we're continuing this next week, which it seems like we are, we might have to make this a regular one. Who's watching to go to awesomemarriage.com this time. Lean in to your marriage, lean into your family, lean into your relationships. Even if you're alone and single and you're watching this, lean into your family. And if you're isolated right now, video conference with your parents, video conference with other friends.